I defend Justin Baldoni in this lawsuit with Blake Lively because I think she's horrible and she's made up this whole thing because she tried to steal his movie. But he is the most overly feminized man I've had to endure in recent history. Everything he says is self-flagellating over the fact that he's a man. But he's, to me, is sort of the embodiment of what happens when you totally emasculate a man. And then she continued, she took that stiletto and stuck it in his heart when he was down there self-flagellating, being so sorry for anything having to do with his testosterone.
They are clearly lying to the public and trying to signal to Justin Baldoni's team, like, look, we have nothing to do with this. We're not friends with her anymore. We don't even like her. We don't even know her. We can't believe she said this. They were running articles. She feels used. She feels abused. They claimed to TMZ in one article that she only met Justin once and it was briefly, and essentially she was startled because the meeting was supposed to be over at Blake's apartment.
And so that's what happens to you, right? Then you run into somebody who seems like a witch who will take advantage of you and hurt you until finally even that kind of a guy rises up. Now, he didn't do it himself exactly. He hired a badass named Brian Friedman, and he has badass women like me defending him. But slowly but surely, I think the male class is learning down on the floor, squirming and apologizing for being a man is not fake.
Well, today, her team, and respect to them for the speed at which her marketing team moves, dropped an entire article in the press announcing that her and Blake are taking a break. They're no longer friends because, shocking, Taylor Swift feels used. She always feels used. And she wants nothing to do with the Justin Baldoni situation. Is she being used, or are people starting to jump into lifeboats because Ryan and Blake's Titanic, the ship that not even God could sink, is sinking? It's going down because God is God, okay?
Blake Lively did not even read the book that the movie was based on.
Correct.
And we're not talking War and Peace. And then she wanted to, ixnayed all of the wardrobe choices, because when you're making a movie about a poor woman who's suffering from domestic violence, you want her to look like she has money.
Right.
That Blake said.
That's what she did.
She looks like she has money.
Yep.
And she's dressing in florals, and then she's going on this press tour pushing her liquor line and her hair care line, because that's what women who are trying to escape with their lives are worried about.
First and foremost, with my non-legal expertise, as I have said from the very beginning, smartest possible move for Justin Baldoni's team to make. I've said depose her. I wasn't sure they were going to do it because Brian Friedman was asked about it by Harvey Levin on TMZ, and he said, well, we don't know. We'll see which way this case goes. And I'm going, what do you mean you don't know? That would be like the very first thing I would do. I would depose Taylor Swift against Blake Lively because first and foremost, no matter how you feel about Taylor Swift, you have to recognize and respect the fact.
Justin Baldoni, he has fought back yet again. He filed a lawsuit against the New York Times, which he had Brian Friedman on to discuss, saying it had done a defamatory report on Blake Lively's claims that she was allegedly harassed by this guy when they shot the movie It Ends With Us, a film about domestic violence. In that claim, they said the Times distorted the truth. They did not report text messages which were full and complete, which showed a very different meaning than the snippets that Blake Lively put in her complaint.
I told them that I wasn't in the best place. I told them that I was exhausted, that I haven't given myself time to recover or time to heal. I had an intense year, a lot of material success, and a lot of emotional stress. It's very hard on me and my...
They are clearly lying to the public and trying to signal Justin Baldoni's team. Like, look, we have nothing to do with this. We're not friends with her anymore. We don't even like her. We don't even know her. We can't believe she said this. They were running articles. She feels used. She feels abused. They claimed to TMZ in one article that she only met Justin once, and it was briefly and essentially. She was startled because the meeting was supposed to be over at Blake's apartment. Well, today, her team, and respect to them for the speed at which her marketing team moves, dropped an entire article in the press announcing that her and Blake are taking a break. They're no longer friends because shocking Taylor Swift feels used. She always feels used, and she wants nothing to do with the Justin Baldoni situation. Is she being used? Or are people starting to jump into lifeboats because Ryan and Blake's Titanic, the ship that not even God could sink, is sinking? It's going down because God is God, okay? First and foremost, with my non-legal expertise, as I have said from the very beginning, smartest possible move for Justin Baldoni's team To make I've said deposer, I wasn't sure they were going to do it because a Brian Fredman was asked about it by Harvey. Line on TMZ, and he said, well, we don't know. We'll see which way this case goes. And I'm going, what do you mean you don't know? That would be like the very first thing I would do. I would depose Taylor Swift against Blake Lively. Because first and foremost, no matter how you feel about Taylor Swift, you have to recognize and respect the fact. Might distance themselves wary of scandal overshadowing their projects. Fans who love drama but hate feeling deceived could turn on them. The murmur that Lively and Reynolds were more hype than talent would only grow, fueling a collective we told you. So, from critics, if they were ever true A-listers, their status could take a serious hit. Meanwhile, Baloney has gone from who's that to a headline. Grabber yesterday. Only niche audiences recognized him. Now mention his alleged involvement with Lively, and people suddenly take notice. Some see him as an accidental hero, amused that a supposed nobody may have upstaged Hollywood's golden couple. Others suspect he orchestrated it all, to propel himself into stardom either way. His name is now everywhere. Enter Megyn Kelly. She has a habit of dismantling carefully crafted celebrity facades, and if she claims to have seen anything that contradicts Lively's story, the rumor explodes. Hollywood's PR machine can spin all it wants. But when someone like Kelly fuels the fire, the go takes on a life of its own. Lively's PR team is likely scrambling to either suppress or counter the story, a nearly impossible task. When millions are glued to the unfolding drama, fans and critics alike are eating it up. Twitter is flooded with speculation, every rumor sparking another wave of memes and heated debates. Some are eager to see Lively and Reynolds taken down, convinced they were always more branding than talent. Others dismiss the entire ordeal as Hollywood gossip at its worst. Meanwhile, TikTok, ice overflowing with bite-sized exposés breaking down old interviews, analyzing glances between Lively and Baldoni, and treating side-eye moments like courtroom evidence. Every supposed clue is dissected and rehashed, feeding an audience that thrives on celebrity scandals, whether people adore or resent Lively and Reynolds. The possibility of their perfect image cracking is proving irresistible. After all, nothing captivates the internet more than the downfall of those once considered untouchable legally. If these tapes exist and are tied to the lawsuit, the battle will be over. Whether they remain sealed or hit public record, while personal content is usually protected, high-profile cases often leak. I've released Lively's team will likely claim a privacy violation, while Baloney's side may argue they're crucial evidence. Ethically, it's a mess. Should private footage be shared, or is this just fueling tabloid gossip in reality? Public curiosity trumps morality. In scandals like this, if EXP ISIC clips exist, they'll spread fast in certain corners of the internet, turning a courtroom dispute into a media spectacle. Whether anyone should see them is irrelevant. People will be watching. Ryan Reynolds, known for his humor, now risks becoming either the oblivious husband, who ignore red flags, or a willing participant in PR spin. Both humiliating. Some may sympathize, while others will find it ironic that Hollywood's funny man is at the center of a real-life joke. Blake Lively, once the industry's golden girl, now faces rumors of a secret affair with Justin Baldoni, complete with alleged recordings. Megyn Kelly's relentless commentary has only intensified speculation, making it impossible to dismiss as a mere contractual dispute. Whether true or not, the damage is done if proven. Their carefully curated brand crumbles. If false, they scramble for damage control. Either way, Hollywood is watching, eager for the next twist. The illusion has cracked, and the frenzy won't die down anytime soon. Stay tuned. This scandal isn't over yet. Scandalous tapes whispers are swirling that Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni had a secret row, and Hollywood can't look away. Lively, best known for her shampoo brand and high-profile marriage to Ryan Reynolds, is now caught in a storm of speculation. Alongside Baldoni, whose sudden rise to infamy is fueled by their legal feud-alleged explicit recordings, hint at a hidden affair, one that, if exposed, could shatter reputations and rewrite the entire narrative. No wonder Blake is fighting tooth and nail to keep court proceedings sealed. Enter Megyn Kelly, throwing gasoline on the fire, with bold insinuation tie-in that Lively and Baldoni's relationship went far beyond professional. If there's any truth to these rumors, this case isn't just about legal battles. It's about buried secrets, power plays, and a scandal bigger than anyone imagined. So a picture-perfect marriage to Ryan Reynolds wasn't thrilling enough. If these tapes exist, the carefully crafted Lively Reynolds fantasy might crumble in spectacular fashion. What started as a mundane contract dispute between Lively and Baloney quickly turned into something far juicy. At first, it seemed like just another Hollywood spat until rumors of classified evidence surfaced. Now Lively is scrambling to keep the courtroom locked tight suspicious. Much the internet isn't buying her sudden need for secrecy, and let's be real. When someone fights this hard to hide something, it usually means there's plenty worth uncovering. Nobody was buying the whole standard legal. Privacy, excuse, the stench of scandal was too strong. Megyn Kelly wasted no time tearing into Lively's attempts at secrecy, mocking the sheer panic behind her efforts to keep anything. From seeing the light of day, fans were already buzzing, speculating about footage or recordings that Lively would rather destroy than have exposed, and if rumors hold any truth, that footage might actually exist. Suddenly, Baloney isn't just a beaster floating under the radar. He's at the center of a scandal that could shatter Hollywood's so-called sweethearts. Kelly, known for bulldozing celebrity facades, didn't hold back. She hinted that this case was hiding far more than dull business dealings, according to her. There's talk of intimate moments between Lively and Baldoni ones that aren't exactly fit for family-friendly programming. Why is Lively fighting so hard to keep this lawsuit private? Kelly's suggestion. Maybe because the evidence would wreck the squeaky clean image she's clung to for years. Some say Kelly's just stirring the pot authors. They think she's doing the world a favor by exposing the truth. With Kelly fueling the fire, the rumor mill is spinning out of control. Now let's get to the real drama. The alleged affair. Picture it. Blake Lively, Hollywood's golden girl. Secretly involved with Justin Baldoni, the so-called nobody, who suddenly became a major problem. Sounds like a primetime soap, doesn't it? Some call it far-fetched. How would they sneak around with paparazzi everywhere? But let's not forget, Hollywood thrives on illusion. Speculation is running. Wild people claimed their interactions were suspicious, or that Lively sudden legal aggression lines up too perfectly with the possibility of some hidden evidence. Others demand proof, no receipts, no story, still the possibility alone. Has everyone hooked? Nothing shatters a perfect couple faster than whispers of a scandal. And if there are tapes, let's just say they wouldn't be safe for polite company. The theory. These recordings surfaced during legal discovery showing interactions that Lively would do anything to keep buried. If that sounds outrageous. Welcome to Hollywood, where secrets rarely stay locked away, whether these tapes are real or just internet fantasy. One thing is certain: the world is watching, waiting for the next bombshell to drop. Everyone's waiting for the next big leak, the snippet, screenshot, or proof that could confirm the unthinkable. Whether true or not, the idea of Lively's perfect image crumbling has people salivating. The bigger the pedestal, the harder the fall. If any of this turns out to be real, Lively's brand would be toast. She built her image on wholesome charm, her fairy tale marriage with Reynolds, and her business ventures, a secret fling queue. The outrage, the cynic mockery, and a full-blown social media storm. Reynolds wouldn't walk away unscathed either. Heisenline banter with Lively people would question if it was ever genuine. Would he be the betrayed husband, or was he just playing along in a well-crafted PR fantasy? Either way, his usual wisecracks wouldn't land the same as for Baloney. He'd be either the underdog who exposed Hollywood's faker, the homewrecker who got too close. Either way, he'd be trending. The Lively Reynolds empire is a brand, and brands really on perception. If that perception shatters, the fallout would be nothing short of spectacular. The Lively Reynolds brand thrives on their look. How normal we are, shtick endorsements, playful social media, jabs, and interviews full of mutual praise. If the rumored tape surface showing Lively in a less than loyal scenario, that image crumbles like a flimsy house of cards. Saint Studios